Let's get Adam into the show. And Adam is from Alabama again. This is a popular place to be, apparently. And Adam is asking, what is the purpose of this show?
Nice.
I'll let John go first because I've got some things to say.
Yeah. So Adam, I mean, is that pretty much just what you want to ask? Is like, what's the point of all this?
Oh, yeah. And I could get into, my, I guess, indifference kind of, not necessarily indifference, but my position on is there intelligence in the divine?
Okay. Well, so just to answer your initial question here, what's the purpose of the show? It is to, provide theists and others out there that want to ask us questions, like both theists and atheists that want to call in and have conversations with atheists in the community. Maybe they have questions that they need answered, or, like you heard earlier, just some, weird ideas about the religious belief and all this other stuff. So, I mean, there's multiple reasons why people call in, and we're just sort of providing the opportunity for people to have a conversation, nice civil conversation, usually with somebody that doesn't believe in God. So that's at least why I'm here.
Yeah, the only thing I would add is. See, the only thing I would add is I think the show is important because for some people, their introduction into critical thinking and rational thought processes is by watching a debate. Like they've heard something all their lives, but they've never heard opposition to it. And we're providing a platform to give a robust debate from both sides of the aisle on the God concept. And I think for a lot of people, these debates are really helpful in forming their critical thinking skills. And I also believe that people's beliefs are important because they act on their beliefs. And so if we live in a society where people believe in God, they're going to act on these beliefs in God, and they're going to do things in accordance with their religion. And if they are harming others, then I think the best thing we can do is teach them how to think critically and move away from their harmful religious viewpoints. Sorry to interrupt you, though.
You would say that all religious viewpoints or all faiths, would you say that they're all, would you just say that bad beliefs or something to that effect?
No, I don't think all religious views are inherently dangerous.
For me down.
I didn't catch that last part.
What did guy believe? What did guy believe in the former call? Was he a Christian? I couldn't hardly tell. It seemed like that rambled on for about 40, 50 minutes.
Yeah, so
he might be one of the longest callers on the show ever.
Adam. Sorry, is because he started getting louder when I was trying to interrupt him. I mean, I get the want to maybe talk about the previous caller, and I think he seemed to be Christian and everything like that, but he's not here to really defend himself or really further explain his Marvel abilities. But so maybe we could kind of focus on what you want to talk about, and I mean, I'm kind of curious about that.
I'd about rather watch paint dry than listen to that dude again. But at any rate, my position on this is like an agnostic, which deals with the atheism, which, God has become too ambiguous. Einstein pretty much said the same. So I don't know how you could, I think it's a term that, could mean literally anything, but like the agnostic part is I take that scientific neutrality as any hypothesis introduced. And so therefore to believe or disbelieve in a God, I think we have limited information. Like Einstein said, it was like a child in a library filled full of books of different languages the child can't understand, but sees some might perceive some mysterious order.
All right, Adam.
Like,
Adam.
I think the atheist. Oh, okay. I know y'all like to talk.
Well, I mean, we've been allowing you to talk, Adam, and I just wanted to get a word in edgewise. Okay.
Meanwhile, I talk maybe 5 minutes while y'all talk 15.
Okay. Anyways, just coming from my perspective here, if I don't have like an active belief in a God, then that means that I don't actively believe in a God, which makes me an atheist. Now, I do characterize myself as an agnostic atheist. So it seems to me like you're trying to draw a distinction about this middle ground, pure middle ground of agnosticism, which I'm not trying to, tell you how you should label yourself. I'm just, I guess, clarifying my misunderstanding with your position, because it seems like what you're saying is that like you're taking the null hypothesis there on whether or not a God exists, and that makes you like a pure agnostic. But I'm just kind of curious as to why you wouldn't classify yourself as an atheist, because all that means is that you just don't actively believe in a God.
Not necessarily, but I will doubt you'll allow me to extrapolate upon my position. Seems like I can't talk for a minute at a time.
Well, I think he's trying to clarify your position. So he's not trying to interrupt you. It's just that in order for you to explain your position, sometimes we need clarification when you say things. And if you say a lot of things, then we end up having to take you all the way back to the point where we needed clarification. So conciseness is helpful. I guess he's trying to figure out is, it sounds like you might actually be kind of like an atheist as opposed to an agnostic. Because do you believe in a God or do you not believe in a God?
I neither have faith nor disbelief in a God. Atheists don't have a disbelief in intelligence in the divine. It really, I think you should focus on the design aspect of it, because I don't know that you might not be able to directly observe, a creator, especially if the creator existed outside the universe somehow, which, I don't know. I think it's just beyond our comprehension, as Einstein had explained.
So if you don't believe in a God, that means you have disbelief in a God. You said you have no disbelief and no belief, but those are actually two opposites. Like if you don't believe in God, that means you have a disbelief.
And I know you'd like me to be an atheist, but no, I maintain neither faith nor disbelief. So you're saying
if you don't believe in a God, that means you're an atheist.
Can I finish speaking for like 20 seconds?
Well, we're just trying to define a word, right? Like you see how like I'm responding to you in very short sentences, like very concisely. I'm just trying to get the word defined before we move on, right? So what does it mean to lack a belief in something?
Agnostic. There's three positions here. Agnostic. And you use the term agnostic as an adjective. If you say agnostic atheist or an agnostic theist, you could be either an agnostic atheist or an agnostic theist. That just means you're not 100%. You say you're a Gnostic atheist or a Gnostic theist, then you're 100% certain of your position, and that's an adjective use. I'm talking about agnostic, the noun. Yes, I'm very familiar with
That's why we're defining the words, because what it means to be agnostic, it just means to be without knowledge of the God, right? In Greek just means to be without, and gnosis is the knowledge. You lack the knowledge or the belief in a God.
sounds like you're manipulating basic definitions. You want me to look it up? Here.
That's just
I'll
that's
look
just
up
what it
agnostic.
means. It's a Greek
Let's
term.
see. Now let's read the real. Now let's read the real definition. Hold up. Let me find the actual definition of the word. This is ridiculous. Okay, agnostic for you here.
It comes from which language?
A person. Can I say this for like 30 seconds? Will you let me? I mean, come on. A person who believes that nothing is known or can be known of the existence or nature of God. No, that's not. And then a person who claims neither faith nor disbelief in God. That's separated by a semicolon. Those are two different perspectives. I'm not the first. As the second part of that definition, a person who claims neither faith nor disbelief in God or intelligence in the design. And I'm adding the intelligence in the design because if you establish intelligence in the design, then you established a designer.
Adam?
I don't know why you think it's so.
Can I ask a question real quick? Do you believe in God?
Just like saying my name. I neither have faith nor disbelief. Do you disbelieve God? Do you disbelieve intelligent design? If you do, you may be an atheist and not an agnostic. You know, it's very
I can be
simple.
both. I am both. I am both. Adam, I am both. I am an agnostic atheist. I do not know whether or not God exists, but I do not believe in one. So that is what makes me an agnostic atheist. I get that you want to play a dictionary game and maybe you're going to like the Stanford philosophy dictionary or whatnot for what is specifically an atheist. In those kind of conversations, but we're talking about a colloquial use of these words. And in a colloquial use of these words, agnostic means that you just simply don't know, while atheist means that you don't believe.
Right. And to be sure, in the dictionary, the definition of disbelief is a lack of faith or the inability or the refusal to accept something as true. So you can't say that you are without faith and then you are also not disbelieving. If you are without faith, you are disbelieving. So if you don't believe in a God, that means you have a disbelief in God, according to the definition.
All right. Can I ask you guys a question? And you okay. I think I can. Okay. I think I can. Okay. Let's see here. So atheism is what? A fact? Is atheism a fact to you guys? If so, how have you established that?
Oh my God. I don't even know
not even
how
a
to
proposition.
answer that.
Yeah. Atheism is a lack of belief.
You believe there's no intelligence in the design. I know that. You can't believe there's intelligence in the design. That's a claim, by the way. If you say no intelligence in the design, how have you established that? Any claim has to meet the burden if there's a burden, but burden of proof is a legal term. It would be on.
We haven't made a claim.
If you're talking real philosophy.
Adam, we've yet to make a claim about anything. You're the one that has been making claims. And just by the way, you continuously yelling in order to talk over us. I mean, I get that that's like a Southern thing. I grew up in Deep South. So I get that that's a Southern thing as a way to get someone to shut the fuck up, but we're not going to shut the fuck up because this is our show. So you can scream all you want to, but we got the mute button. Just saying, bud.
I like that guy James Walton's YouTube channel where he's cracking on y'all. He's just getting started. I think that was really hilarious.
Yeah,
because it
never heard of him.
Down, y'all are hack philosophers.
Oh.
And just
I'm not a philosopher. I don't even attempt to engage in philosophy unless forced to.
You're not. What are your credentials? Do you have any credentials besides this atheism to speak on this this philosophical shit y'all get into each week?
Yeah, I've got a degree from a Bible college and a Master's of Divinity from a seminary. So I'm particularly educated on the topic of the Bible, which is why I know that it's not true, which is why most of my live streams are about the Bible, not about philosophy.
And Adam, I'll pose the same question to you. What credentials do you have to question our credentials?
I have my credentials in computer science. I have my credentials in electronics. I've worked hardware, software, Fortune 500 companies. I've also majored in philosophy at FSU to the junior level. I was a field service engineer at the time and didn't need that. But yes, I'm far beyond qualified for you hacks. I actually know and
really
practice.
We're hacks now. I've got no. Hey, Adam. Look, I've got 2 engineering degrees: a computer engineering degree and a software engineering degree, and I work on helicopters for the Army, and I've been doing that for 20 years. I also worked on Patriot missile systems. So guess what? Get fucking wrecked, motherfucker, because you don't have any more authority to come up here and question our ability to engage with the audience on these questions. All right. I don't give a fuck how much time you spent doing Fortune 500 ball cuddling or whatever in the fuck you were doing. Like, it really doesn't matter. We're up here. We're having discussions with people on these topics. We are very much qualified to do this because we are atheists. And that's really all it takes for us to be up here on this stage interacting with people. We don't believe in God. You seem to be confused as to whether or not you believe in God. So how about this? Maybe you should go collect your thoughts or something like that, so that maybe you can read off a script and you can read more than a few words a second, because that's my major problem with you right now. Is you've got the pacing is really slow, so it takes a lot for you to get to your point, and that's why we have to continuously interrupt you.
Yeah, I would also add that having a background in engineering isn't helpful for you, because not only is John an engineer, so am I. I was electrical engineer for 20 years before I started doing what I'm doing now. So like, your credentials don't really get you any further than you thought they would, being that both John and I have the same credentials plus some. So like, just doing a dick measuring contest of like, I was a really cool engineer for a while isn't really all that helpful. Like, in order to demonstrate that God exists, you would need an actual argument. And it sounds like you don't have an argument. It sounds like you don't even know what you believe. It sounds like you're just mad that atheists exist.
And if I could say a word, y'all gone on here for 10 minutes just now, and I have you.
We've only been on this call for 17 minutes. What the fuck are you talking about, Adam?
Yeah, we can go longer.
I speak then for like 10 seconds before I was cut off. I spoke like maybe 5 seconds before I was cut off just then. That's what y'all do. It's good when you can.
I'm really tired of the meta on this.
Yeah, it seems to me like the entire call is just meta. Like, there's no substance to this call. So I'm not really sure that this call is a good use of anyone's time. So we can reframe the call. Also, Adam, I don't know why you're talking while I'm talking. Just so you're aware, like, when you're talking while I'm talking, people can't hear you, right? So like, you're welcome to do it, right? You're welcome to talk while I'm talking, but like, it's a waste of your time. And like, I actually want to hear what you have to say. So in order for you to talk in a way that I can hear what you have to say, just count to 10, wait for me to stop talking, then you can say your stuff. Now, what I would love to happen is for you to present like some kind of a case for why like there should be a God, or there could be a God, or we should believe in a God, because that's actually what the show is about. This show is not about meta commentary on how you just don't like atheists. So do you have an argument for God or no?
If I could speak more than a few seconds before I'm cut off, but it doesn't seem to be allowed. Y'all want to speak? You spoke for like 5 minutes straight talking about. This is hilarious. Are y'all clowns?
Oops, my finger slipped.